In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use Superbills in SupraMed. We've designed the Superbills to be a communication tool between the doctor, front office, and billing staff. Even if a doctor is only seeing elective patients, the Superbill is a great way to send instructions to the front office about completing the patient checkout process. Here you're looking at the Superbill screen, but I want to come back to this in a moment and show you first how you can get here. There are a few ways to get to that screen. The first is from the dashboard. Every patient in the note writing section will also have an Add Superbill button. For those offices that are not using the EMR version of the program, they can access the Superbill by right-clicking on a patient appointment. And also, if a Superbill needs to be created for a patient without an encounter, you can do that from the Patient left menu Superbill section. This is also where you'll see the list of all the Superbills that have been created for a patient. Depending on how you arrive at the Superbill screen will determine how much information about the encounter is auto-filled. If from the dashboard or the calendar, the encounter date, location, and provider will be included. If from the patient's Superbill screen, the location will need to be added. There are two main functions of the Superbill. One is to identify charges for the patient visit, and the second is to indicate follow-up or other instructions for checkout. In order to identify charges, click on the Add from Favorites button on the screen. It's very easy to set up a list of your most commonly used charge codes. These can include charges for exam room procedures like injections, as well as E&M and procedure codes. If an item isn't on your favorite screen, you can go to the General Search screen. Here you'll find all of the CPT codes, but we've limited the initial search to those specific for plastic and cosmetic surgery to make it easier to find the code you're looking for. Here, for example, when I'm searching for breast, I'm only seeing procedures specific to plastic and cosmetic surgery. From this screen, you can see more detailed description of the CPT code, and if this is a code you think you would use frequently, you can easily add it to the favorites list by clicking on the star. If you do need a non-specialty code, you can click the checkbox and search against the entire CPT code library. So now when I search against the word breast, I see a lot of other CPT codes that have breast in the description. I'll go back to the specialty-specific codes just to make it a little bit easier. You can also pull in CPT codes that have been set up for your cash register as services. Once you've identified the charge codes, whether it be from the favorite screen or the search screen, you would then save those to the Superbill. Once you're back at the main screen, you could adjust the number of units that were administered, and you can also specify who's responsible for payment for that charge. You have the option of adding diagnosis codes at this point. Just like with CPT codes, you can search by keyword or by the code number itself. ICD-10 codes will be available shortly. You can add up to 4 codes per charge line, and they do not need to be the same for each charge. You can specify the follow-up interval for the patient, as well as any instructions for staff during checkout. Saving the Superbill changes the menu item in the schedule from Add to View Superbill. When the patient presents for checkout, the staff can pull this up to see what charges they need to collect from the patient, as well as when to schedule any follow-up appointments. For charges identified as to be billed to insurance, those charges get sent to the biller's screen for them to create insurance claims.